Today is day 4 of a 10-day video challenge. My company is Bonehead Curiosities and Pella-Quinn Farms. Today's topic is no time, take little steps. So often people say, I would love to do fill in the blank, start a business, research something, begin to invest, whatever it is. But I have no time. And the reality is, most people actually have the time. It's just how we choose to spend our time. And really, it's breaking big things like starting a business or researching how to do some sort of finance into little segments. And I will use the project that I am currently working on as an example. This is going to be a large project. It has multiple steps. And so I will be splitting this into segments that I can work on every single night. Because I work 5 days a week. And when I'm not working for my employer, then I'm working for myself and trying to get my business going. And people say, well, but I have to cook and I have to, I have to clean and I have to do all these things. But we so rarely take time for ourselves. We so rarely say, oh, but I have to invest in myself. But I'm going to tell you that if you don't invest in yourself, who is going to invest in you? Is your employer going to invest in you? Most employers will replace us the minute they have a chance. And never think about it. So we have to invest in ourselves because nobody else is going to do it for us. So let's say, going back to yesterday's topic, that you decide that you want to begin to invest. So you break that up into little pieces. You tell yourself, because you don't have a lot of experience and maybe a lot of money, you say, this month, this year, I will save $5 a month and I will put it away. And then when you get used to that, let's say you do that for 6 months, then all of a sudden you say, okay, I'm used to that. I'm going to set aside $10 and I'm going to put that aside and I'm going to save that up because I need to buy whatever it is that you need to buy for your business. In my case, this skull is going to be painted white and bone white as a base. And then I will be painting it in pink and silver to go with the garland from yesterday. But I don't have the time to do that all in one shot. That would be a full weekend project. And I don't have time on the weekend to do just this one thing because I have to do my laundry and clean a house and cook meals and, all the things that everybody has to do. But I do have time to tape it up. Typically, I would be doing this while I'm watching my favorite program with my husband in front of a TV. And I do have time to get the painting going, the base coat, and then let it sit. It has to dry anyhow. And then I have time later, tomorrow, to do some of the trim work. And so I break it up. So by the same token, as far as business, we break things up. I have to pay property taxes. I have to pay business taxes. Well, I don't take that money all at once out of one thing and just come up with the money. No, every month I break it into little pieces and I take just a little chunk and I set it aside. I know that I have to pay those taxes, so I break it up. Well, it's the same thing with not having time. Very few people have a full hour or two set aside, that they can set aside, to do some sort of a project. But most people have 30 or 40 minutes, maybe a half hour, maybe an hour. Maybe you steal a time while you're cooking some piece of meat, and that's downtime, so you can do it then. We break those little bits up, and we come up with the time that we need. And that way we make it digestible. You do the same thing if you're building a business, or if you're doing a project. You do the same thing at work, really, when you think about it. You typically don't work on just one thing throughout the entire day. You probably work on several things. You work on this for a little while, you get just so far, and then you start in on the next thing, because you have to set that one aside and make some time for something else. And by doing that, you manage to find the time to do everything that you need to do throughout the day. And I do the same thing. And most people do the same thing. The other thing is you set goals. You say, well, I have to do this, and I only have so much time. So I'm going to give myself a half an hour every day or every other day to start this process. And I'm going to do that for the first month. And then after the first month, I'll see how it goes. And if I can, I'll give myself an hour. If it's kind of hard, only give myself an extra 15 minutes, so 45 minutes. And you break it up. And in business, you give yourself goals. I'm going to raise this starter money and put it aside to start XYZ business. And I'm going to give myself 6 months, a year to do that. You're going to start small, so you only need a little bit to start. And in my case, it's a craft business. So, okay, I'm going to put that money aside. And while I'm doing that, I'm going to write up some form of a business plan. What do I make? What's my product? Maybe you're cutting lawns. Who's my audience? Well, if you're cutting lawns, maybe the audience is older folks. or busy folks. For me, for my kind of art, what is my audience? How do I reach them? And so you cut these things into little pieces, and by doing that, you can move forward and slowly build your process. And yeah, little pieces. I hope that somebody got something out of this. I hope that somebody who's having a hard time finding time finds a way to finds this helpful and helping them find time.